Hello everyone, Dennis here. In this video, we are going to discuss about GCE O-Level Mathematics October-November 2018 paper. Subject code is 4048, paper 1. This video is brought to you by Ace with Dennis. Now, learning can be smart, not hard. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell notification button to stop missing out free lessons from me. Question 1. Write the following numbers in order of size starting with the smallest and 1 mark. So in order to compare the values of these numbers, the very first thing is you can convert all the numbers to decimal numbers so that it is easier to compare. So the first one 0.65, the second one 3/4, which is 0.75. The third one 3/4 square, we get 0.5625. The last one 3/5 will be 0.6. Now we can start to arrange from the smallest to the largest. So this is the smallest number, followed by this number, followed by this number, and this is the largest number. Hence, the answer will be 3/4 square, 3/5, 0.65, and 3/4. Question 2. Simplify bracket x to the power 8 over y to the power 6 to the power of negative 3 over 2. 2 marks. So this is the expression given. The very first thing you have to do is make the power positive. Hence, when I make the power positive, the fraction inside the bracket will be reciprocal. Then it will be y to the power 6 over 8 x to the power 8 to the power 3 over 2. The next thing we need to do is we expand the bracket. So when I expand the bracket, then the power outside the bracket will multiply the power inside the bracket. So we get y to the power 6 times 3 over 2 over x to the power 8 times 3 over 2. Simplify, we get y to the power 9 over x to the power 12. And this is the final answer. Question 3. One solution of the equation kx squared plus bracket k plus 1 x minus 4 equal to 0 is x equals negative 2. Find A. The value of k. 1 mark. In order to find the value of k, we let x equals negative 2 since it is given by the question. So we substitute x equal to negative 2 in the equation, we get k times negative 2 square plus k plus 1 times negative 2 minus 4 equal to 0. Then we solve this equation. 4k minus 2k minus 2 minus 4 equals 0. 2k minus 6 equals 0. 2k equals to 6, hence k equals to 3. So k equals to 3 is the final answer. B. The second possible value of x. 1 mark. So we know the value of k equals to 3. Then the equation becomes 3x squared plus 4x minus 4 equal to 0. Now we can start to solve this equation by doing the cross factorization. So just write two brackets here. So x times 3x, we get 3x squared. 2 times 2, we get 4. And this is positive 2, this is negative 2. Since the middle is 4x, hence 2 times 3x, we get 6x. Negative 2 times x, we get negative 2x. So 6x minus 2x, we get 4x. So x plus 2 equals 0 or 3x minus 2 equals 0. X equals to negative 2, which is already given by the question, and the another value of x will be 2 over 3. Hence, 2 over 3 is the final answer. Question 4. Given this diagram. In the diagram, B, C, and D are points on a circle. ABC is a straight line. Angle BCD equals 38 degrees and angle ABD equals 129 degrees. Explain why BC is not a diameter of the circle. 2 marks. So to prove whether BC is a diameter of the circle or not, first we have to look at angle BCD, which is this angle. It is equals to angle BCD, which is this angle, plus angle BDC, which is this angle, because the property is exterior angle equals to the sum of opposite interior angles. Hence, angle BDC equals angle ABD minus angle BCD, which is 129 degrees minus 38 degrees, and the value of angle BDC is 91 degrees. So since angle BDC is not equal to 90 degrees, according to properties of angle in a semicircle, BC is not a diameter of the circle. Question 5. Show that 3n minus 1 squared plus 2 is a multiple of 3 for all integer values of n. 2 marks. So to show if this is a multiple of 3, the very first thing we need to do is expand the bracket. So 3n minus 1 squared, we get 9n squared minus 6n plus 1. Then plus 2. Simplify, we get 9n squared minus 6n plus 3. Then we can factorize 3, which we get 3 bracket 3n squared minus 2n plus 1. From here, we can see that there is a factor of 3 in this expression. Hence, this shows the expression is a multiple of 3 for all integer values of n, shown. Question 6. Given these two charts. These charts show the marriage rates for males and females in Singapore for 2004 and 2014. A. Make one comment about the ages at which males married in 2014 compared to 2004. 1 mark. So we have to look at the first chart because the question is asking about the ages at which the males married in 2014 compared with 2004. So this is the first chart about marriage per 1000 males. You can see that this point is the intersection point of the solid line and the dotted line. The solid line is in 2014 and the dotted line is in 2004. The area before this dotted line are the ages before 30, and the area at the right hand side of this dotted line are the ages after 30 years old. You can see that after 30 years old, the solid line is higher than the dotted line. At the area before 30 years old, the dotted line is higher than the solid line. Hence, we can make a conclusion to say that the male in 2014 generally married at higher ages compared to males in 2004. B. Huma claims that in 2014, in general, males married at a higher age than females. Do the charts support her claim? Justify your answer with reference to the charts. 1 mark. So we look at these two diagrams. This is the peak for 2014, and the age range is about 30 to 34 years. This is the peak for 2014 for the female, and the age group is also 30 to 34. Hence, this chart do not support her claim because both males and females in 2014 have the same model class of 30 to 34 years of the age group. Question 7. Write down the sets represented by the following shaded regions. So this is the diagram for A. 1 mark. From here, we will look at this region, which is set A, and also this region, which is set B complement. So these two regions combine together. Hence, the set notation will be A union with B complement. B. This is the diagram for question B. The first thing, it is 1 mark. The first thing we have to do is look at this shaded region. It is A intersect with B complement. Also this region, this is A complement intersect with B. and we combine these two sets together will be the shader region. Hence, the notation will be A intersect with B complement union with A complement intersect with B. Question 8. The cash price of a television is $1,475. The higher purchase price of the television is $1,651. The higher purchase price is a deposit plus 12 equal monthly payments of $113. Calculate the deposit as a percentage of the cash price. 3 marks. So, the higher purchase price is a deposit plus 12 equal monthly payments of $113. From this sentence, we can form the equation higher purchase price equals deposit plus 12 times monthly payment. Then we substitute the value. Higher purchase price is $1,651 equals the deposit plus 12 times $113 of monthly payment. So the deposit will be 1,651 minus 12 times 113, which is $295. So the percentage of the deposit as a percentage of the cash price will be deposit divided by cash price times 100%. Substitute the value 295 over 1,475 times 100%, and the answer is 20%. Question 9. Given this diagram. In the diagram, A, B, C, and D are the 4 points on a circle center O. OA and CD are parallel. Angle OAB equals 23 degrees and angle OCB equals 41 degrees. Find A, angle ABC. 1 mark. So this is angle ABC. So before we want to find angle ABC, we need to draw a straight line joining point O and B. From here, OC equals to OB equals to OA, because all these 3 lines are the radius of the circle. Hence, triangle OBC and triangle OAB are isosceles triangle. Hence, angle OBC equals angle OCB, because they are base angle of isosceles triangle, and the value of OBC is 41 degrees. So similarly, angle OBA equals to angle OAB. Again, the reason is because they are base angles of isosceles triangle, and the value is 23 degrees. Hence, to find the angle ABC, it is 41 degrees plus 23 degrees, and the answer is 64 degrees. B, angle AOC. 1 mark. So this is angle AOC. So angle AOC equals 2 times of angle ABC, because it is angle at center equals 2 times angle at circumference. Hence, angle AOC is 2 times 64 degrees, which is 128 degrees. C, angle OAD. 1 mark. So this is angle OAD. So before we want to find angle OAD, we have to find angle ADC. So angle ADC equals 180 degrees minus angle ABC, because it is angles in opposite segments. And the value of ADC equals 180 degrees minus 64 degrees, which is 116 degrees. Next, angle OAD equals 180 degrees minus angle ADC, because it is interior angles as AO is parallel with DC. So angle OAD will be 180 degrees minus 116 degrees, which is 64 degrees. Hence, 64 degrees is the final answer. Question 10. An aeroplane leaves Adelaide in Australia at 0925 local time. The distance from Adelaide to Singapore is 5,408 kilometers. The average speed of the aeroplane is 721 kilometers per hour. The aeroplane arrives in Singapore at 15:25 local time. Find the time difference between Adelaide and Singapore, stating whether the time in Singapore is ahead of or behind the time in Adelaide. Show your working. 3 marks. So this question is given two time zones. One is the Australian time zone, another one is Singapore time zone. So you have to be careful with the time zones here. So this time is local time of Australia, and this time is the local time of Singapore. Hence, you have to calculate what is the arrival time in Australian time zone. So from here, we know that average speed is total distance divided by total time. The total time will be total distance over average speed. Then we substitute the value. Total distance is 5,408 kilometers divided by the average speed 721 kilometers per hour, which will give us 7.5 hours to 3 SF, or 7 hours and 30 minutes. Now, the departure time is 0925 Australian time zone. Then we plus with 7 hours 30 minutes, which is 16:55 Australian time. But in Singapore, the time is 15:25. Hence, the time difference will be 16:55 minus 15:25, and it is 1 hour 30 minutes, or 1.5 hours. Hence, Singapore is behind by 1.5 hours. Question 11. The cargo volume of an aircraft is 184 meters cubed. A model of this aircraft is built to a scale of 1 to 20. Find the cargo's volume in meters cubed of the model. Give your answer in standard form. 3 marks. So given the scale 1 to 20, which means 1 centimeters is to 20 centimeters. So since this question wants us to leave the answer in meter cube, so we convert the centimeters to meters. So the scale becomes 0.01 meter to 0.2 meter. So we cube both numbers to get the scale of the volume. So 0.01 meter cube to 0.2 meter cube, which gives us 0.000001 meters cube to 0.008 meter cube, which means 1 times 10 to the power of negative 6 meter cube to 8 times 10 to the power of negative 3 meters cube. Now, the volume of the cargo is 184 meters cube. We want to find the volume of the model. We let it as x centimeters cube. So this is direct proportion. Hence, from the ratio, we can form this equation: x over 184 equals 1 times 10 to the power of negative 6 over 8 times 10 to the power of negative 3. So x will be 1 times 10 to the power of negative 3 over 8 times 184. We get 0.023 meters cube. And in standard form, it is 2.3 times 10 to the power of negative 2 meters cube. Hence, 2.3 times 10 to the power of negative 2 is the final answer. Question 12. A. The time taken to erect a fence is inversely proportional to the number of workers. 4 workers take 17.5 hours. Find the time it would have taken 5 workers to erect the fence. 1 mark. So this is inverse proportion case. So 4 workers is to 17.5 hours. 5 workers is to x hours. Then we form the equation 5x equals 4 times 17.5. Since this is an inversely proportional case, then we solve this equation. X equals 4 times 17.5 divided by 5, which is 14 hours. Hence, 14 is the final answer. B. The force F between two objects is inversely proportional to the square of the distance d between them. The distance between two objects is increased by 20%. Calculate the percentage reduction in the force between the objects. 2 marks. So the first sentence told us the force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance d. Hence, F is inversely proportional to d squared. Or we form the equation F equals k over d squared. Now, the distance between the two objects increased by 20%. Hence, d becomes 1.2d. We can form the new force F equals k over bracket 1.2 d squared, which is k over 1.44 d squared. Now I want to calculate the percentage reduction. So the formula is F minus F new over F times 100%. So the F will be k over d squared. The new F will be k over 1.44 d squared, and divided by the OF k over d squared times 100%. We can factorize k over d squared, and the numerator becomes k over d squared bracket 1 minus 1 over 1.44 over k over d squared times 100%. Then we can cancel the k over d squared and calculate the percentage reduction is 30 and 5 over 9%. Hence 30 and 5 over 9 is the answer. Question 13. Factorize completely. A. 8p squared q minus 6p q cube. 2 marks. The common factor of 8p squared q and 6p q cube is 2pq. Hence, after factorizing 2pq, it becomes 2pq bracket 4p minus 3q squared. So 2pq times 4p minus 3q squared is the answer. D. 6x squared y minus 2xy plus 3x minus 1. So for this case, 2 marks. So for this case, we will look at the first two terms. The common factor is 2xy and times with 3x minus 1. Then plus 3x minus 1. So now 3x minus 1 is the common factor. So I factorize 3x minus 1. It becomes 3x minus 1 times 2xy plus 1. So 3x minus 1 times 2xy plus 1 is the final answer. Question 14. Given this diagram, the diagram shows one interior angle of each of three regular polygons A, B, and C. The polygons fit together at O. A is a square and C is a regular hexagon. Find the number of sides in polygon B. 4 marks. So, given that C is a regular hexagon, hence this angle will be the interior angle of C, which is equal 6 minus 2 times 180 degrees divided by 6. And the value is 120 degrees. Now let's label this as 120 degrees. Then we can find the interior angle of B, which is this angle. To calculate this angle, it is 360 degrees minus 90 degrees minus 120 degrees, because this is angle sum of a point, and the value is 150 degrees. Then we let n to be the number of sides of a regular polygon B. So n minus 2 times 180 degrees divided by n is 150 degrees. Then we solve this equation. 180n minus 360 equals 150n. 30n equals 360, hence n is 12. So the number of sides of polygon B is 12 sides. Question 15. The mean height of a group of students is 171 centimeters. In the group, there are 4 more females than males. The mean height of the females is 162 centimeters. The mean height of the males is 183 centimeters. Calculate the total number of students in the group. 4 marks. Here is the solution. We let x to be the number of males. Hence, x plus 4 is the number of females. As it is given, 4 more females than males. Now, the mean of height of the females is 162 centimeters. So the equation is total height of females divided by x plus 4, which is the total number of females, equals to 162. So total height of females equals 162 times x plus 4. Given that the mean height of the males is 183, hence the total height of males divided by x is 183. So the total height of males is 183x. Now, given that the mean height of the group of students is 171 centimeters, hence total height of females plus total height of males divided by total number of males and total number of females, x plus 4 plus x, equals to 171. Substitute the values. 162x plus 648 plus 183x divided by x 2x plus 4 equals 171. Then we solve this equation. 345x plus 648 equals 171 times 2x plus 4. Expand the bracket. We get 342x plus 684. 3x equals 36. X will be 12. Hence, total students will be 12 plus 12 plus 4, which is 28. The final answer is 28 students in total. Question 16. Given this diagram. The diagram shows a circle with radius r centimeters. The circle is divided into two sectors. The angle of minor sector is theta radians. The perimeter of the major sector is twice the perimeter of the major sector. Find the value of theta. Give your answer correct to 3 decimal places. 4 marks. So let's label this angle as the angle of the major sector, and it is 2 pi minus theta. Hence, to find the perimeter of major sector, it is equals to 2 pi minus theta r, which is the arc length, plus 2 radius, so 2r. Expand the bracket, we get 2 pi r minus r theta plus 2r. We can factorize the r, which is r bracket 2 pi minus theta plus 2. Next, we find the perimeter of the minor sector, which is r theta plus 2r. The r theta is the arc length and the 2 radius. So can factorize the r, becomes r bracket theta plus 2. Now, the perimeter of the major sector equals 2 times the perimeter of the minor sector. Then we substitute perimeter of the major sector is r bracket 2 pi minus theta plus 2 equals 2 times r bracket theta plus 2. Then we can cancel the r. We get 2 pi minus theta plus 2 equals 2 pi plus 4. Then we solve this equation. 3 theta equals 2 pi minus 2. Theta is 2 pi minus 2 divided by 3, which is 1.428. Correct to 3 decimal places. So answer 1.428 radians. Question 17. Rearrange the formula y equals x squared plus 3 over x squared minus a to make x the subject. 4 marks. So this is the subject of formula question. Given this equation, y equals x squared plus 3 over x squared minus a. So y equals y times x squared minus a equals x squared plus 3. Expand the bracket, x squared y minus ay equals x squared plus 3. Then we move the x term at left hand side, the other terms at right hand side, which is x squared y minus x squared equals 3 plus ay. Then we factorize x squared, we get x squared bracket y minus 1 equals 3 plus ay. x squared equals 3 plus ay over y minus 1. So x will be plus minus square root of 3 plus ay over y minus 1. Hence, plus minus square root of 3 plus ay over y minus 1 is the answer. Question 18a. Vector PQ equals a 3a. Magnitude of vector PQ equals 5 square root of 10 over 2. Find the two possible values of a. 2 marks. So to illustrate this vector, it will be vector start with point P and with point Q. And in the x direction, the vector is a. And the y direction, the vector is 3a. The magnitude will be 5 square root of 10 over 2. From here, we can form Pythagoras theorem, which is a squared plus bracket 3a squared equals 5 square root 10 over 2 square. So a squared plus 9a squared equals 62.5, which is 10a squared equals 62.5. A squared is 62.5 divided by 10. A will be plus minus square root of 6.25. So a will be 5 over 2, or a will be negative 5 over 2. Hence, 5 over 2 or negative 5 over 2 is the answer. B. A line joins the 2 points A, negative 5, 1, B, 43, 38. 1. Find vector AB. 1 mark. So given the coordinates of point A and coordinates of point B, we can find the position vector of A, which is negative 5, 1, and the position vector of B, which is 43, 38. Now, to get vector AB, it is equals to vector AO plus vector OB, because we form the chain rule, start with point A and with point B, and in between must be the same point, which is point O. Then we can substitute the value, since vector AO is the inverse direction of vector OA, then vector AO will be 5, negative 1, and vector OB is the position vector of B, which is 43 and 38. And the value is 48, 37. So 48, 37 is the answer. 2. Use vectors to show whether or not the point C, 11, 13 lies on this line. 2 marks. So given the coordinates of C is 11, 13, hence position vector OC is 11, 13. So we find vector AC, which is equals vector AO plus vector OC. And vector AO is 5, negative 1, OC is 11, 13, hence vector AC is 16, 12. And we find that vector AC is not a constant multiplied with vector AB. Hence, where k is a scalar or a constant, hence point C, 11, 13 does not lie on line AC. Question 19. The Messrs. Ingrams of 30 apples and 25 bananas were recorded. The results are shown in the stem and leaf diagram. So here is the stem and leaf diagram. A. Write down the median mass of the apples. 1 mark. There are 30 apples in total, hence we take 30 divided by 2, which is 15, which means that the median is between 15th data and 16th data. Hence, we need to count and locate where is the 15th and 16th data. So for here, you have to be very careful, because when you want to read the stem and leaf diagram for the masses of apples, you have to start from the right to the left, not from the left to the right. So between 15 and 16th data, so let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So these are the 15th and 16th data. Now the median will be in between these two numbers. So 7 means 127. 9 here means 129. So add these two numbers together, divide by 2. So the median will be 128 grams. B. The range of the masses for the bananas is 44 grams. Find X. 1 mark. So X is located here, which is the maximum value. We know that range is equals maximum minus minimum, or max equals range plus minimum value. So this is the minimum value, which is 103. Given the range is 44 grams, hence maximum will be 44 plus 103, which is 147. Okay, be careful with this question. The X is not 147. The X is the last digit of the maximum value. Hence, X equals 7. So 7 is the final answer. C. Make 2 comments comparing the masses of the apples and bananas. 2 marks. So usually, we want to comment 2 points between 2 different data. We have to compare their median and also their range. So the median for the masses of apples, we already know it, which is 128 grams, and the range will be the maximum value minus the minimum value. So the maximum value will be this number, which is 159, and the minimum value will be this number, which is 92. Hence the range is 159 minus 92, and the value is 67. Now for bananas, there are 25 bananas in total, so 25 divided by 2 is 12.5, which means that the median is the 13th data. So now let's count and locate where is the 13th data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this is the median. Median equals 125. So the range we have found in the previous question, which is 44. So let's compare the first thing, the median. We found that apples are heavier than bananas on average, as apples have greater median mass than bananas. Now we compare the range. We found that the range for bananas is less than the range for the apples. So which means that the masses of bananas are more consistent than the masses of the apples, as the range of the masses of the bananas is smaller. Question 20. A. Express 126 as the product of its prime factors. 1 mark. So in order to get the product of prime factors, we have to divide 126 with prime numbers. So let's start with 126 divided by 2, we get 63. Then divide by 3, we get 21. We still can divide 21 by 3, we get 7. So 7 divided by 7, which is 1. Now we multiply all these prime numbers together, we should become the product of prime factors. Hence the answer for 126 equals 2 times 3 squared times 7. B. The number 126k is perfect square. Find the smallest positive integer value of k. 1 mark. So we know that 126 equals 2 times 3 squared times 7 multiplied with k, which is the number that we need to find, and 126k will be perfect square, which means that all the numbers, the prime factors here, the power must be divisible by 2. So it should be 2 squared times 3 squared times 7 squared. Now the k will have to complement the power so that all the prime factors will have the even number power. So k can be 2, so that we get 2 squared, and 3 squared we don't have to do anything. For 7, we add another 7 so that 126k will be 7 square. Hence, k will be 2 times 7, which is 14. So 14 is the value for k. Question C. X is a number between 200 and 300. The highest common factor of x and 126 is 21. Find the smallest possible value of x. 2 marks. So, from the previous question, we know that 126 equals 2 times 3 squared times 7. And we need to find the value of x so that the HCF of these two numbers is 3 times 7, which is 21. Now, let's guess the number x. So firstly, x cannot have 2 because in HCF there is no 2 here. So only 126 have the 2 here. So we don't pick 2 for HCF. Now move on. For 3, the x must be a 3 here. There is no square because 126 is 3 square and x is 3. We'll pick the lowest power. Same case for 7. So x must have a 7 so that both 126 and 7 and x have a 7. So we'll pick 7. Now 3 times 7, we wouldn't get a number between 200 and 300, which means that they must have more prime numbers or prime factors for x. Let's see. Can we pick 5? So if there's a prime factor of 5 for x, 3 times 7 times 5 wouldn't get the number between 200 and 300. So it's not possible to have 5 here. Next, how about 5 square? So 3 times 7 times 5 square is a number which is greater than 300. So it is not 5 square. Let's move on to the next prime number, which is 11. So 3 times 7 times 11, which is 231. This number is between 200 and 300. Hence, this is the smallest possible value of x. Hence, the answer is 231. Question 21. The points -2, 11, and 4, -1 lie on the curve given by the equation y equals ax squared plus bx plus 3. Use an algebraic method to find the value of a and b. 4 marks. Given the equation y equals ax squared plus bx plus 3, from the coordinates -2, 11, which means that x equals -2 when y equals 11. We substitute these values into the equation, we'll get 11 equals a times -2 squared plus b times -2 plus 3. Simplify, we get a equals 4a minus 2b. I will label this as equation 1. Now from the coordinates 4, -1, which means that x equals -4, y equals -1. Substitute these values in the equation, we get -1 equals a times 4 squared plus b times 4 plus 3. Simplify, we get -4 equals 16a plus 4b. Then we divide by 4 for both sides, we get -1 equals 4a plus b. So I will label this as equation 2. Now we compare equation 1 and equation 2. We can see that the coefficient of the a for both equations are the same, which is 4. Hence, I will say that equation 2 minus equation 1 by using the elimination method. So equation 2 minus equation 1 will give us -9 equals 3b. So -1 minus 8, we get -9. 4a minus 4a, we get 0. So b minus -2b, we get 3b. So b will be -3. Now we substitute b equals -3 into equation 1. We get 8 equals 4a minus 2 times -3. So we solve this equation. 4a equals to 8 minus 6. A will be 2 over 4, or a is half. Hence, the answer is a equals to half and b equals -3. Question 22. Given this diagram, ABCD is a parallelogram. BE bisects angle ABC. AB equals 10 cm, BC equals 8 cm, and angle ABE equals 35 degrees. Calculate the area of trapezium ABED. So this is trapezium ABED. 5 marks. So from this sentence, BE bisects angle ABC. So this is angle ABC. BE bisects ABC. Hence, this angle must be equals to 35 degrees. Next, let's extend the line EC and extend this line and label this point as point F. These two lines are perpendicular to each other. So I want to find this angle. So angle CBF will be 90 degrees minus 2 times of 35 degrees. So which gives us 20 degrees. So now let's label 20 degrees here. Next, I want to find BF because BF is the height of the trapezium ABED. So to find the height of BF, we look at this triangle. From triangle BCF, cosine 20 degrees equals BF over 8. Hence, BF equals 8 cosine 20 degrees, which gives us 7.5175 cm. Now, let's find this angle. So, since AB is parallel with DC, then angle BEC equals 35 degrees because of alternate angle. From here, let's label this 35 degrees, and it is also equals angle CBE. So this tells us that triangle BCE is an isosceles triangle. Since this is the case, then EC equals BC. So EC is 8 cm. Let's label the diagram EC 8 cm. Now DC equals AB, which is 10 cm, because opposite sides in parallelogram are equal. Hence, DE equals 10 minus 8, which is 2 cm. So now I can find the area of trapezium ABED, which is half times the sum of parallel sides times the height. For this case, it is half times AB plus DE times BF. Then I can substitute all the values here, which is half times 10 plus 2 times 7.5175. And the value is 45.1 cm square to the nearest 3SF. So answer 45.1 centimeters square. Question 23. The graph of y equals half times x minus x squared is drawn on a grid. So here's the graph. A. Write down the equation of line of symmetry of the curve. 1 mark. So the first thing we need to do is we have to draw the line of symmetry of the curve. So here is the line of symmetry of the curve. We find that this line passes through the x-axis at 0.5. Hence, the equation of this straight line is x equals to 0.5. So the answer would be x equals to 0.5. B. Use the graph to solve the equation x minus x squared equals -4. 2 marks. In order to find the solution of this equation, so we have to modify this equation so that one of the sides will be same as half times x minus x squared. Then we can substitute this whole thing as y. So from here, I will divide half for both sides. That will get half times x minus x squared equals half times -4. So this whole thing is y. Then -4 divided by 2 is -2. Hence, y equals -2. So I will draw a horizontal line on the graph and passes through the y-axis at -2. So this horizontal line is y equals -2. Then there are two intersection points between this curve and this straight line, which is here and here. So this value, the x-coordinate of this intersection point will be -1.6. So this will be the first solution, and the second intersection point will be here. The x value is 2.6, hence this will be the second solution. C. The point P has coordinates -2, 5. A tangent to the curve can be drawn so that the tangent passes through P. 1. Draw this tangent on the grid above. 1 mark. So here is the line for the tangent of the curve. The tips to draw this line is that, firstly, make sure this line passes through point P and this line touches this curve at one point here. So try to adjust your ruler before you want to draw this straight line. Alright, now part 2, find the equation of this tangent for 2 marks. In order to find the equation of a straight line, we need two information. The first information is the gradient, and the second information is to find the y-intercept. Right, so now this point, the coordinate is 2, -1, and the coordinates of P is -2, 5. We can use these two information to find the gradient of the straight line, which is m equals 5 minus -1 divided by -2 minus 2. So the gradient is -3/2. Now the equation of straight line is y equals mx plus c. Then we substitute the gradient as -3/2, y equals -3/2x plus c. Then we can choose point P with the coordinates of -2, 5, which means that x equals to -2 and y equals 5. So substitute these values in the equation. 5 equals -3/2 times -2 plus c. Then we solve this equation. The c equals to 2. We can also double check the value of c by looking at the graph. The c is the y-intercept of the straight line, and the c is 2. So rewrite the equation. It becomes y equals -3/2x plus 2. So this is the answer. Question 24. Given this diagram, the diagram shows the positions of three cities: Singapore S, New Delhi T, and Manila M. SM equals 2,392 kilometers, SD equals 4,140 kilometers, and angle STM equals 29 degrees. A. Calculate acute angle DMS. 2 marks. So here is the angle DMS. Look at this triangle. We can see that we have two sides and two angles. Okay, so it involves two sides and two angles. Then we can apply sine rule. So when we apply sine rule, it becomes sine angle DMS over 4,140 equals sine 29 degrees over 2,392. Right? Then we can solve this equation. Sine angle DMS equals sine 29 degrees over 2,392 times 4,140. So sine angle DMS equals 0.83909. So angles DMS will be inverse of sine of 0.83909, which is 57.0 degrees, correct to 1 decimal place. So this is 57.0 degrees. B. The bearing of New Delhi from Manila is 290 degrees. Find the bearing of New Delhi from Singapore. 2 marks. So let's extend the North Pole at Manila, and this angle is 290 degrees as this is the bearing of New Delhi from Manila. Let's label this angle as theta. We can find this angle theta, which is 290 degrees minus 180 degrees minus 57 degrees. So the theta will be 53 degrees. Next, let's find this angle DSM. So angle DSM equals 180 degrees minus 29 degrees minus 57 degrees because of angle sum of a triangle equals 180 degrees. Hence, angle DSM is 94 degrees. So now we draw a North Pole at the point S, and this angle will be theta because of alternate angle. Now I want to find this angle. Let's label this angle as X. So angle X will be 94 degrees minus theta, which is 53 degrees. So the X will be 41 degrees. So this will be the bearing of New Delhi from Singapore. So the bearing here will be 360 degrees minus the X, which is 41 degrees. Hence the bearing of New Delhi from Singapore is 319 degrees. So 319 degrees is the answer. Alright, that's the end of the paper, and that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Do you have any question or doubts to ask? Feel free to write down in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Do you like this video? Please don't forget to like it and share it. Until then, I will see you in the next video. Have a great day ahead.